Hi, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. If you have, thank you. And while you're at it, if you could please push that like button because it gets the algorithms out there so people can find the channel easier. So today I want to show you this really cute pattern. It's really great. It has an interesting name to it. And it's called, and I really like this pattern, I really do. I think it's great. And it's called the Scrap Yarn Stitch. So what I did when I did this stitch, what I wanted to do for the tutorial, is I wanted to show you that you can do this stitch, and that's why it's called the scrap yarn, because you can get all your scrap yarn that you have, and you can use this stitch and use up all your scrap yarn. Or I also wanted to make it so that you know that you can also use it with regular yarn. You don't have to keep changing your yarn if you don't want. If you don't want to make it with scraps, it's a beautiful stitch to make. But it is called the Scrap Yarn Stitch. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make. And it's really fun. It's a nice stitch. Great for Afghans, baby blankets. Great for, you know, if you wanted to make a shawl with it. It's just a real easy stitch to make, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is. This is beginner to advanced. So join me and pick up your crochet hook, get some yarn, and let's get started. And I also want to wish you all a happy weekend while I'm remembering, and a happy Saturday. So let's get started, why don't we? We're going to do this great stitch again. It's called the Scrap Yarn Stitch. So we have to do a multiple of 6 plus 6 plus 6 until you get to the desired width that you want. And then depending on what you're going to make, you can make scarves with this. It's great for scarves, great for bags, great for a lot of things. Even a pillow cover would be wonderful. If you can think of something you want to make with this, let me know. So now we're going to do a slip knot. Again, we have to do multiples of 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 until you get to your desired width. And then you have to add 4. So I'm going to do my multiples right now. I'm going to do 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And then once we get there, we have to add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm using acrylic yarn, 4-weight yarn, and I'm using an H hook, but depending on the yarn that you use and whatever you want to use, and it tells you what crochet hook to use, that's what you use. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain across, and we're going to make double crochets. So we're going to make a double crochet in the second chain from the hook. These are your chains. This is your working chain, and at the very end of this is your slip knot. For those of you that are new to crochet, I'm going to just pull out a little bit. So we're going to go in the second chain from the hook, and we're going to make a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into the next stitch and make a double crochet. We're going to go in that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to make a double crochet right across. And for this stitch, what I did was I did a row of double crochets in the bottom because I wanted to give it a nice clean look, and I wanted to have a nice edge to it. So I double crocheted across. If you don't want to do a double crochet, you can do a multiples of 6 plus 3. Just to let you know, if you don't want to do the double crochet border, that's up to you. If you decide not to do the double crochet border, then you do a multiple of 6 plus 3. So I'm using, this is a nice acrylic 4-weight yarn, and this is a green. And this is from my stash. And that's thus it's called the scrap yarn stitch. So we're going to go right across, and we're going to do a double crochet in every stitch across. So see that? And we're going to go into the next stitch and do another double crochet. So we're going to do a double crochet again in every stitch across. I hope you all have a nice weekend. I hope you had a good week last week. And I did do a video on, I believe it was Monday, and I wanted to do one again today because I was away in Boston with my husband for medical reasons. So that's why I had not done a video until today. So we're going to just keep going across and doing our double crochet. And I want to repeat that if you don't want a border on the bottom of this stitch, all you have to do is crochet multiples, just chain multiples of 6 till you get to the desired width, and then add 3. If you want to add the double crochet border, you do multiples of 6 and you add 4 at the end once you get your desired width. I'm going to just pull this yarn a little bit so that it and this is a beginner to advanced. I go slow, so if you want to make notes, you can make notes. If you want to do a trial run with me and you want to do it with me, I go slow, so you can do that as well. I'm visual. I have many of our members are visual. They like to see, and I do too. I don't like to go halfway and say, this is what I'm doing, meet me again at the end. If you want to fast forward, you can, but I like to make it easy for everyone. And I especially want to make it easy for beginners and those that are thinking about crocheting and have never picked up a hook and just want to try. I want to make it appealing to everyone. This is a great, great craft, and we want everybody to be here, from beginner to advanced, and those that have not even started yet. Because we all have to start somewhere. So So, and then you always make sure that you get that very last, those very last stitch. Now, once you do that, and you're all done, so once you finish all of your double crochets, you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, and you're going to turn your work. Then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In that sixth stitch, you're going to make a double crochet. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to make another double crochet. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to make a third double crochet. You're going to chain 1. You're going to make a fourth double crochet in that same spot. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to make your fifth and last crochet in that same spot. And you're going to have like a shell. And in between each double crochet, you make a chain 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In that sixth double crochet from the below, we're going to make a double crochet. Now I'm going to show you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that sixth one, we're going to make a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to make 5 double crochets again, with a chain 1 in between. So this is our second double crochet, chain 1. Our third double crochet, chain 1. Our fourth double crochet, chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our fifth double crochet, and don't forget you chain 1 in between each one, because you're going to be working in between those chain 1 spaces, so that's very, very important. So now after we do this, we're going to do this right across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to repeat what we just did in there. And then we're going to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in that spot, we're going to make another double crochet, a chain 1, and we're just going to make 5 double crochets with a chain 1 in between each double crochet. This is going to be a 2-row repeat. So this is going to be row 1 of your 2-row repeat. Very important for me to tell you this. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and another double crochet. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to repeat. And we're going to make this right across. And you can call this a shell, because that's basically what it is. It's a shell stitch. And this moves right along. This is a great pattern. Once you know what you got to do, it moves right along. And that's what it looks like as you go along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The other thing I want to mention is that when you do that double crochet, that first row of double crochets, you're going to find that the piece that you're working on as you start working lays flatter. And this is what I mean, because of that double crochet stitch. When you don't do that, and if you try, let me know if you know what I mean, you get a little bit of crunching up until you get going, but this way you don't get that. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 again, and we're going to make another double crochet. And I wanted to go up close so you could see this, and that's what it looks like. Now you're going to have 3 stitches left. 1, 2, 3. At the very last stitch, at the top of that last stitch, you're going to make 1 double crochet. Just 1. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to pull out. So now you're going to chain 1. But I'm going to show you what this looks like if we didn't do just the one color and we switched colors. So say you wanted to add a color, and let's add white. So I'm not going to snip that green away because I want to show it. I want to show you. So we're going to add white, and you did snip if you were making your green away, and you add this and then you knot it. Whatever way you like to do it. I like to knot it so that I know it stays in place. Now what you would do is you would chain 1, and you would turn your work. That chain 1 counts as nothing. I'm going to just kind of put these on one side. And then what you would do is where you made that chain 1, you would make a single crochet. Just 1 single crochet, and that does count. And I'm just going to tighten this up a little bit, I just want you to see what it looks like when you change colors like I did here. So now once you do that, you're going to see this is your fan of colors. This is your shell of color, green. You're going to go in between these fans. So you're going to go in between the chain 1 space. That's why I said the chain 1 is very important. So in that chain 1 space, you're going to make the first one. You're going to make a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. In the next chain 1 space, you're going to make a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to go into the next chain 1 space, and you're going to make a single crochet, and then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. And you're going to go into that last single crochet chain 1 space, I should say, the chain 1 space, and you're going to make a single crochet. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets in the first, and then you're going to, in the first 3, you're going to make a chain 3, chain 3, chain 3. In this last single crochet that you make in that chain 1 space, you put no chain 3, because you're going to move on to this next one, this next shell, shall we say, and you're going to make a single crochet. you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. Once you do that, in the next chain 1 space, you're going to make a single crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. In the next chain 1 space, a single crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. In the last chain 1 space of that shell, you're just going to make a single crochet. And I want to show you what that looks like. I wanted to change colors so you could see what the stitch itself looks like, even though I did it here on the top. I just wanted you to see it as I did it. So now you go into the next shell, and in that first chain 1 space, you make a single crochet and you chain 1, 2, 3. The next one, a single crochet, and you chain 1, 2, 3. I want to add that this is row 2 of your 2-row repeat. In the next chain 1 space, you make a single crochet and you chain 1, 2, 3. In the last chain 1 space of that shell, you make a single crochet only. And you're going to move, and this is the way it looks. Isn't that pretty? So this is called the scrap yarn stitch. So now we're going to move on to the next chain 1 space in the next shell. And chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Next one, a single crochet. And we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. And we're going to move right along. And we're going to keep doing this right till the end. And in that last chain 1 space, you're just going to put a single crochet. And then we're going to move to the next one, the next shell. So we're just going to move right along. Beginner to advanced. I want to take the guesswork out of these different patterns, and I want to make them available for from every level, for beginner to advanced to brand newbie. I want to make it so that you can pick up your crochet hook and learn these stitches. So now this is our last shell, and nothing's going to change. We're just going to keep moving along and we're going to do the same thing we did in every shell that we came to. And here we go in here. And I'm sorry, I wanted to just show you something. If you do not do, I'm going to show you, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. So we're going to just do a single crochet here. I always like to do this with certain stitches. Say we don't do a chain 3 and we go into the next one. You're going to know, because first of all it's flat and you don't have your chain 3, but you're also going to know when you turn this around to start your next, what you're going to do next, you're not going to be able to. So that's why you're going to know if you've made a mistake, if you've skipped a step. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. You're always going to know if you skipped a step. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Last chain 1 space of the shell, and you're just going to make a single crochet. Now in this very last stitch right here, I want to show you in this very last stitch, you're just going to make a single crochet. And you can go to the first, second stitch and just make a single crochet. And that's what it looks like. And it's really pretty. So now I wanted to show you that because I thought it was important to see that part of it. Now say you didn't want to change yarn. I'm going to show you that part of it as well. So we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. And you want to turn it around. Say you wanted to do 2 rows of the white. You can do this whatever way you want. Now I want to show you. These are your chain 3 spaces. You're going to start working in the middle. 1, 2, in the middle. So this is 1, 2, 3. You're going to go in the middle. So you're going to go between the first one that you made, chain 3 space, and the last chain 3 space that you made. And what you're going to do is you're going to work right in here, and you're going to make a double crochet, and you're going to go, and this is going to be row 1 again. So this is your 2-row repeat. After you make your double crochet, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to make your second double crochet in that spot, chain 1, your third double crochet in that spot, chain 1, your fourth double crochet in that spot, chain 1, and your fifth double crochet in that spot. And that's what it looks like. So you're making your clusters again, because what's going to happen is that's the repeat of this row, and then this will go in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to jump over to this one, to the middle one, and we're going to make, and we're going to repeat this in every one across. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. You're making your shell stitch, chain 1, double crochet, and you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a single crochet, or should I say a chain 1 in each one. So you're going to do a double crochet with a chain 1 in every one. Now, because what's going to happen is you're going to go in here the next row, and that's where you're going to do your single crochets. So now we're going to jump to the next. These are your chain 3s. You're going to go to the middle one that you made, and you're going to do your 5 double crochets and your chain 1 in between. And I'll lay this flat so you can see how it looks, what's going on with it when we're done with this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and make your fifth one. So let me show you. That's the way it looks. So now we're going to jump 1, 2, 3. We're going to jump in the middle between these two chain 3 spaces. And we're going to again do our double crochets and our chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. It's such a pretty pattern. Now we're going to move on. And the thing with this pattern too is you can make it your own. Choose your colors if you want to choose them in advance. If you want to make them, and that's why I wanted to show you the pattern in the solid. I wanted to show it to you in the solid and then the changeover where you use scrap yarn. If you didn't want to do solids, this would be your scrap yarn. You could use all different colors. You wouldn't have to use the same ones. You could just keep changing colors. So now I'm going to get this again, and we're going to chain 1 in between each double crochet. There's 4, chain 1, and make another one. And I want to also show you that you think that when you're making that jump that this is going to pull, but it doesn't pull at all. If you can see, there's no pull to it. There's no pull at all. It magically all just fits. So now the last one in my row, again, chain 3, chain 3, chain 3, you go in the middle and you make your 5 double crochets in the middle with your chain 1 in between for each one. Chain 1, chain 1, one, 2, 3, 4. So I want to show you, always chain 1. I'm just going to pull that chain 1 out. Always chain 1. Very important to the pattern. And your 5th one, chain 1, your 5th double crochet. Now when we get to the end of this row, in this here, we're going to make a double crochet right at the end. And this is what it looks like. Now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. If you were to keep this color, if you decide not to keep this color, and this would be with every one that you would do, because this is the first row of your 2-row repeat, and you wanted to change colors, this is why I kept this on here, because I wanted to show you. Then that's when you would add your next color, and then you would chain 1 and turn your work. Then in that very first stitch where you did your chain 1, you would do a single crochet. Now what we're going to do, and I'm going to just move these yarns around so I can move the yarn around. What we're going to do is we're going to do row 2 of our 2-row repeat. So now that we made our shells, we're going to go in the shell and we're going to do a single crochet and chain 1, 2, 3. Going to go in the next one and make a single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. We're going to go in the next one and we're going to make a single crochet and chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In the next one we're going to make a single crochet, and that's what it looks like. I want to show it to you in the 2 yarn so that you can see. And again, if you didn't want to change your yarn, you don't have to. Now in the next shell we start with a single crochet and then we chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Next shell, or should I say the next chain 3 spot, the next chain 1 spot, we're going to make a single crochet, and we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In the next chain 1 spot we're going to make a single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. And in the last spot we're going to make a single crochet. And it does get confusing in your head because sometimes I go ahead of myself, so just to let you know. So now, but it's an easy pattern to learn. That being said, once you get this pattern, you get it. You're going to know row 1, row 2. Row 1 is when you make your beautiful shells. Row 2 is when you do the single crochet and you do the chain 3 in between your shells. So now we're going to go to the next shell over. We're going to make a single crochet and we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Next shell in between, single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In that next part of the shell, in that next chain 1 space, a single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In the next part of that shell, with a chain 1, make a single crochet. Now we're going to move on again to the next shell. And we're going to repeat this. We're just going to keep repeating this. This is what's great about it. So in the first spot in your shell, you're going to make a single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In the next space in your shell, single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In the next open space of your shell, single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In the next, single crochet. Now we're going to go move on to the next shell. In the chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1. Just want to show you. I'm going to pull this out again. You don't have to make a chain 3 in that last, I want to mention that. You don't have to make a chain 3 after that last spot. You just go over to the next shell. I wanted to kind of emphasize that as well. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Next spot in your shell, single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Next spot, single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Next spot, single crochet only. Now we move on to the next shell, single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Next space, single crochet, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. And we just repeat this right across. And you do, this gets really, really, you'll have it. Once you get it, you'll get it. And I want to show you, see how you got your spots? I want that to be, see your spots right there? See how good it looks? You'll know. There's 1, 2, 3. Then you made your single crochet, your chain 3, your single crochet, chain 3, your single crochet, your 3 single crochets. You got 1, 2, 3 single crochets. On those first 3 single crochets, you made a chain 3 in between them. I just want to reiterate that. 1 single crochet, second one, third one. In that last one, once you make your single crochet, you don't have to do a chain 3 in that because you've finished it off. Now, once you're done with that last shell, at the very end, you're going to do a single crochet. And that's how it looks. I just wanted to show you. So now, once you do that, if you want to change colors, you can. You can change colors and you can put, or you can stick with the same color if you wanted to. It's up to you on how you want to do this. And all you would have to do now, because this was row 1, this was row 2, you're going to go back to row 1 again. So that means you would chain 1, 2, 3. If you wanted to change colors, you could change colors there. And then you would turn your work around. And at these 3 chain 3s, you got 1, 2, 3. That middle one is where you would start your row 1 again, your row 1 repeat, which is your 5 double crochets with your chain 1 in the middle. So I'm just going to show you a couple of these. So this is where you would do your next row, which was row 1, and your cluster, which is your cluster row. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then after you do that, you would move on to your next one. You don't do anything here other than make your double crochet, and then you would go to the middle one again, chain 3, chain 3, chain 3. That middle chain 3, you would make another cluster with 5 double crochets and chain 1 in between the 5. And this would start your chain and start your row 1. And your chain 1 in between, and your 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and then you would repeat this right across. So you could do this whichever way you wanted. If you wanted change every other, you could. Or if you didn't want to change every other, and if you wanted to change every two, you could. And this is the one where you could change do one row, then change color. One row, then change color. You could do that. Or if you wanted to make the stitch all one color of whatever it is you're making, the scarf all one color, or if you wanted to change. That's why they call it the scrap yarn stitch, because you can use all your scrap yarn that you have to make this particular pattern. That's what this stitch is about. It's about using your scraps of yarn. But quite honestly, it's such a pretty stitch that you don't even have to do that. If you had different color yarns, you could change them and just make all the different colors you wanted. Stick to one color, or stick and have just two different colors like I did here. Or if you wanted to do this and make all different colors, you could do that as well. So I hope you liked this video tutorial of the scrap yarn stitch. It's really a pretty stitch. It is beautiful to use for your scrap yarns. You can use up all of your yarn if you wanted to. And like I said, you could make scarves. You can make afghans with this, baby blankets. You could make shawls with it. If you wanted to make little pet blankets with it for shelters, you could do that as well and use up all your scrap yarn. If you didn't want to use scrap yarn and you wanted to just figure out colors and do that, because like I said, this is such a pretty pattern to do whatever you want with it. But it's also a great pattern if you have a lot of leftover scrap yarn that you wanted to use. So again, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and this stitch is the scrap yarn stitch. You use multiples of 6 plus 4 if you're going to make a border of double crochets. If you're not going to make a border, then you do multiples of 6 plus 3. This is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Hope you're all good and having a great time. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please push that subscribe button. And if you have, thank you. And please push that like button so the algorithms get this channel out there for people that haven't seen this pattern or this channel. It lets them know that we're out here. And I want to thank everybody for your prayers for my husband. That's where we were this week in Boston to get a diagnosis for him. So I want to thank everybody that was praying out there for him. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And really love you all. Thank you, my crochet community. You make this really fun and nice. So have a great day, a great weekend. Bye-bye.